be understanding, be accepting, it improves outcomes. In family therapy, for example, this is one of the best examples I've come across of very, very clear-cut neuronormative versus neuro-affirming goals. Parent comes in, says, hey, my kid's acting out at school, my kid's not behaving at home, fix my kid. Outcomes from that were not impressive, to say the least.
What?
They improved attention and behavior for a short period of time. They kept having to come in for maintenance, and we improved their attention span and decreased conflict in the family.
Because you're not looking at it long term.
They were using neuronormative outcome measures, measuring not on the child's well-being, but on if there was a reduction of problematic behaviors. Right, fix my kid. I want them to not be a problem in my life anymore. I want a good kid. Every family therapy that used, hey, help me understand my kid, insane results, like reduced family conflict, increased well-being for the child, improved grades, improved behavior, more friendships, better play. There were so many improvements that lasted just from the goal. Like the techniques, pretty much the same, but the goal was, instead of fix my kid, to help me understand my kid.
Of course, there's going to be a greater outcome because you're not trying to fit your kid into a box. If you're a kid who's trying to be shoved into a box, that is incredibly frustrating. You're never going to feel like you're able to fulfill that or become that person that someone else wants you to be. And you're going to have your list of shoulds. You're never going to meet that criteria. You're going to feel awful about yourself. Of course, how are you going to feel comfortable or happy? Nothing is going to make a kid better than for them to be happy.
Well-being should be the goal. If you're a parent bringing your kid in, you're like, I want to decrease problem behaviors. I want my kid to be happy and healthy.
And what makes you happier and healthier than just being yourself?
Behavioral analysis, I've talked about it a few times, but one of their main things is appropriate play. A lot of their goals are neuronormative. So child with autism, lining up their trains, like just lining them up. And the therapist will come in and be like, that's not appropriate play. I'm taking your trains. Like, that's not how you play with a train. You're supposed to move it around the track. Just because the behavior is different from typical means that it's wrong or broken, and there's a consequence. The toys are taken away and the child goes into meltdown. And then that behavior is punished as well. That is the therapy that encourages masking and is really, really harmful in the long term. If you had a neuro-affirming approach to that kind of therapy, you wouldn't have even viewed the lining up of the trains as a problematic behavior in the first place.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have even needed intervention there because there was no problem.
Because at the end of the day, neurodivergent individuals are not a problem. We are just human beings.
Thank you. The whole point of my thesis, you know what? You can sum up today. We are not a problem. There is nothing wrong or broken. And if we have acceptance and understanding, i.e. applying this neuro-affirming lens, well-being improves. We are empowered. We can be ourselves. We reduce the decreased life expectancy. All of that improves simply through understanding and acceptance.
And that's, understanding from the outside world and understanding of ourselves.
Yeah.
Happiness allows us to just be ourselves.